Hi, I'm Nick Polce of Gateway Properties, and you're watching The Open Gate.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, cool.
What do you think? You like it?
Yeah, that's what it does.
Great. Well, welcome to the Open Gate with Nick Polce. I'm Zach Surprenant here today with
Nick Polce.
Nick Polce of Gateway Properties, the man himself.
Thank you.
How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great. You don't care how I am?
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah,
Oh, great. Okay.
Cheers to the coffee.
Yeah, good coffee, huh?
Beautiful day here in
Great.
upstate New York.
Yep. Snow is almost all gone. Nice.
Finally. So today we're talking about something pretty cool today.
We are? Okay, what are we talking about?
Yeah, well, I was hoping you'd tell me, but I believe it's called Stigmatized Real Estate.
Stigmatized real estate. Yep, doesn't get brought up too often, but it's a pretty cool topic. Basically, stigmatized real estate is property where somebody has passed away
Yep.
on the premises. And we don't have to, as a broker, we don't have to legally disclose stigmatized real estate in New York State, except when another broker or agent or the buyer writes a request. They want to know if it's stigmatized real estate.
Yep.
Then we have to disclose it. Because some people do believe, some don't believe that it could be haunted, if you will.
I will.
Okay, so I've come across some stuff in the past where it's questionable.
Yeah.
And
Good.
I remember selling one place to a fella, and the seller wanted me to resell because he didn't want to build there.
Yep.
In the end, but the new buyer came to me and heard from some of the neighbors that it was stigmatized real estate. Want to know the deal? Is that why the seller didn't want to build there? And I said, well, I'll find out. So I did, and the seller said, no, it's not at all why I didn't want to build there. We didn't have a problem with that. Well, I did sell to this fella, but he questioned it and didn't want to tell his wife. And I said, no, I think you should tell your wife that actually on the premises 2 people died in a fire there, and it was excavated all out and removed.
Yep.
And
So we decided not to mention names, right?
Right.
That's why the fella.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I told him maybe you should get get a hold of your church, maybe have a blessing done on the premises, but you really need to disclose this to your wife because you don't know how her feelings are.
Yeah.
And in the end, they were fine. They decided to build, but it always did question me as to, or bug me a little bit as to, whether there was something there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
So let's just back up for a second. So do most people know what stigmatized real estate is? Do they know like that term, or do they call it something else?
Now, without looking it up, maybe, I don't know. Maybe most people do. Some people don't. I don't know.
Do most realtors that you work with know about that whole rule with it being in writing?
I doubt it. I
Yeah.
I happened to bump into this when I was handling this particular real estate years ago,
Yeah.
and I had to look it up.
Do you know any other realtors that have dealt with it and been haunted or scared or?
Yeah, I just handled one last fall that that it was funny because the agent called me up and said, yeah, they wanted to go through with the sale, but they had some questions. And one thing that was bugging the buyer was why there was garlic hanging above each threshold, and was there something going on there that they should know about? And I said, well, I'll find out. I didn't notice this, but I will ask. Well, it wasn't garlic in the end. It was
The Christmas stuff. You told me this story.
yes,
What is it called? Mistletoe.
mistletoe. So they had a kiss under the threshold. So big deal. And then everybody laughed about it. But it did crop up.
Yep.
So
Crazy.
yeah.
So the story that you opened up with, that was pretty local. You don't have to give me too much info, but where was that again?
It was just this side of Rome.
Oh, got it.
Rome,
Okay.
New York. Yep.
Got you. So was that them? That first one? Again, we're not
Yes.
listing names. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. It was.
Great. So they ended up living a happy life, as you
Um.
understand. I mean, what was the deal? Did you feel like, are you a spiritual guy? Are you
Yeah, I am. So
religious?
yeah, I admit it. Yeah, I am. I'm spiritual. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's some things, like I don't know. I freely admit. I mean, I'm not um, ashamed of my masculinity. I'm very comfortable with my masculinity. But I tell you what, yeah, there were some places that I didn't really care to be alone in
Oh.
too long.
This place was
I don't know
one of,
why. It just didn't.
yeah, was this one of them? The one we're talking about?
No, because there was no. It was just open ground. There was a small garage, but it was just open ground there.
Got it. So
So
you weren't like enclosed.
no,
Got
no,
you. Yeah, that
no.
would kind of freak me out too, I guess, the whole haunted house concept.
Yeah.
But if there's no house, it's
No,
like,
there's no house, but
it's just like being in a cemetery. I mean, it's
Yeah.
creepy, but it's not like,
yeah.
got you. All right, well, cool. So let's get into the second one then. I'm going to just name, is it okay to say the title of the place? Or should we leave that out?
Yeah, I'd
There's a lot
prefer
of
not
mystery in this
to.
one
Yeah,
because this involves
it was.
death and murder.
It
and,
was. Yeah.
So we can say the year was 1978, apparently.
78, 79, I believe.
Yeah. So can you
Yeah.
tell me this story again?
Yeah, it was a homicide. 4 people died by gunshot, and they were robbed, and they were friends of ours, and
So you were young.
I was young. Yeah,
You said you were like a grocery guy.
I must have been maybe 16 at the time, and
You said you were bagging groceries where?
I was bagging groceries at a grocery store in Rome, New York. Yep.
Cool. You're
Yep.
not going to tell me where.
It's Chicago markets, but it's gone.
Okay.
I mean, it's been gone for years, but yeah, yep.
Got it. There's mystery here, but there's not too much mystery. I'm going to dig inside of it.
Okay.
Then open gate. You got to be an open gate. man.
Okay.
So anyway, you're bagging groceries. And
Bagging
what happens?
groceries.
Give me step by step of this day.
Well, yeah, we I'm heading up a main drag out of Rome, New York, and here's all these cops and everything in front of friends of mine's house, and they've got the roads blocked off and everything, of course, and we'd found out after the fact, but that the murders had taken place, and that it was sometime after, maybe after they did their investigation there at the house and closed the house off. My father was there this one night and called me at work and asked me if I wanted to, if I come over there after and if I would stay the night with one of his friends there to sort of guard the house. And no, I wasn't going to stay the night in the house. So that, the investigation went on and on. And only find out a good friend of mine's girlfriend was one of the last ones to see these murderers, see the suspects, and so it was all hush hush for years. And then I even went to the court hearings and everything, and it.
Oh wow, you did.
Oh yeah, and
You didn't tell me that.
they traced they found the murders, and after a long trail across the country, and they went to prison for life.
Don't do crime, people,
Yeah,
unless you're planning to pay the price, right?
exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. But yeah, that always sort of bugged me. The I don't know. I don't think I could go in the house. I don't think I could go in there.
So it's still standing?
Oh yeah.
Got it. And it's residential now?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So were you involved in the real estate end
No,
later
no,
on,
not
or-
at all.
Okay,
No,
gotcha.
not at all. No.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still, kind of stigmatized real estate for someone else, though, I guess.
I don't think I could. Lay 4 people down and shoot them in the back of the head in a room it really bothered me. That I don't think I could go. I definitely couldn't go in the room.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, it's twisted stuff.
It's twisted stuff.
Some bad people out there.
Yep.
Hopefully there are no bad people watching this.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's
Could be
right.
you. Great. So, I mean, not great. It's horrible, but it's scary. The plot thickens. So all right. So this one, the third one here, is
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one where the garlic was hanging above.
oh, that's the garlic
Oh
store.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that one was
And it's funny,
more
they're all
local.
old place. I mean, that's an old place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it could be, I don't know. It's got a lot of history there. Things that run through my mind is, wow, how many tragedies in this house, or how many good, great Christmases happened here, and things run through your mind when a house is that old.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, so Nick, we're gonna cut to a commercial break quick, and we'll be right back. So, do you want to give him the sign off and?
Hey, this is Nick Polce from Gateway Properties of Upstate New York, and we're signing off.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Looking to list or buy property in the Upstate New York region? Look no further than Gateway Properties. We're a small boutique agency with high integrity and over 39 years experience. Give us a call today or visit our website, gatewaypropertiesofupstateny.com.
All right, so we're back.
Okay. Oh, we are?
The Open Gate, Nick Polce. Real pressing topic today: stigmatized real estate.
Right.
We already ran through the examples
Well,
that I know of, but I want to give the viewers some insight and some knowledge to leave with today, because I think that's important for any sort of viewing experience, any sort of entertainment. So, say that someone watching right now is had a family member pass, or just found a dead body in their house before they sold. What's the process of what would they do? What would you advise them to do if they're going to sell the house?
If they're going to sell the house, they can disclose it to the realtor handling the sale, the listing. They don't have to by law, unless their realtor asks them and they think they should disclose it. But it's actually up to the individual's comfort levels. And I have been asked from time to time. It hasn't been just one or two instances. It's been numerous times, not a lot, but a few times, several times anyway, that people have asked me, Nick, did anybody die in this house? Is there any tragedies that happened here? So, it is a thing, but it just depends on the individual.
Yep.
So
you think it's the right thing to do
to
let them know?
I don't think it's up to the seller. It's up to the seller, and it's up to the realtor if he wants to ask that. And he asks the seller, hey, what's the story here? And then I would hope that the seller discloses that.
Yep.
I mean,
honesty is the best practice.
Exactly. I mean, you don't want to sell something to somebody after the fact, then they find out about all this stuff, and it's like, holy mackerels, why didn't you tell me about it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the law says we don't have to, but, jeepers, just for comfort level, I mean, I would want that. If I was buying a house, I would want to know. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of my mindset. Because I like I say, I'm sort of spiritual, so I want to know.
Totally. Yeah, you don't want to feel something or have some
pot
fall off the rack, and then at least you know why that pot is falling off the rack, or why there's a blanket floating or whatever.
Though I did have a rental property at one time, and I think about it now, and there were some odd things happening.
Like
there.
What?
Well, the one tenant had a dog, and the dog would literally spaz out sometimes during the night. And I can't remember exactly how it cropped up, but I've since sold property, but
it was local.
Yeah, it was out of Utica, and the tenant finally asked me, "Hey, did something ever happen in this house?" And I said, "Geez, I couldn't think of it." I said, "Well, yeah, I think the person was elderly and she passed away." Well, man, something's going on. He goes, because my dog spazzes out and everything's fine. All of a sudden, the dog, was barking at something. And I said, yeah, I don't know. Well, it was more than one tenant. When I went back and asked the tenant previous to that, they said yeah, there were some odd things happen there. They couldn't
Wow.
figure out. So I'm like, oh man,
They didn't say what kind of odd things.
no, just silverware noises in the night, stuff like that.
You don't think they had mice?
I don't know. I don't
It
know.
was definitely a ghost.
Might have been
Yeah, I mean the
I don't
dog
know.
freaking out. Yeah,
The
that
dog freaking out. Yep,
crazy.
that sort of bugged me.
How about places that you've lived? Have you ever had any sort of?
Nah, I've only lived in 2 places my whole life.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
cool.
yep.
So that kind of brings me to your history and whatever. So you've been practicing real estate for 39 years.
39 years. I'm going on 40 now.
Wow, amazing.
Yep, yep.
And
Started out buying and selling. I started out in forestry and the timber business, and then buying large tracts of land, mainly for the timber.
did someone like a family member get you into that?
No,
Logging stuff?
no. It was always in my it was always something in my system that I just wanted to be a part of. Yep.
Cool. Is that considered logging? Am I wrong to call it logging?
Yeah, logging, timber, yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So then I started buying properties.
Do loggers actually yell timber when it
Mm,
falls?
Only if there's somebody else close by that
Oh.
needs to hear it and needs to be warned.
It's like 4.
Yeah, it's like 4.
Funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they wear helmets, right?
Oh yeah,
All
all
right,
the
good.
safety gear. Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
So started in logging, and that was whereabouts was that?
Right here in the southern Adirondacks
Oh, cool.
in 1984 and 85. Yeah, 84, 85. And then I progressively got into real estate, and then we figured out that I needed a real estate license after I think about 2008. So a broker's license. My wife was a broker
Oh, cool.
at that time.
So did you have like, did you get your license because you already kind of had leads in your head? of,
Well,
like,
at that time, pretty much we people were coming to us to ask us to sell their properties,
yep.
and we had to be licensed to sell their people's properties. And up until that point, we were selling all of our own stuff. We had a lot of property to sell at the time.
Yeah.
So we started listing after we got licensed and everything, and we started listing properties and acting like a regular real estate company where we went. Then we started getting into residential and listing houses, and then I jumped into some commercial real estate. And the forest lands have always been my heartthrob.
Cool.
Yep.
So that's your focus now is more.
My focus now is pretty much a wide variety, but I still love the forests.
Yep.
And I still manage a few thousand acres of property for absentee landowners, and they have me conducting timber sales, which in the Adirondacks or in this area, central New York, we do the timber sales about once every 20 years on rotation.
Oh.
Is when the timber's ready to cut again, sizable enough to cut or harvest.
And they clear the whole thing, or it's just
No. It's all
increments?
based on the landowner's objections and what objectives, and what I've told them what we can do and can't do for them.
Oh.
And most of them want to see another harvest in 15, 20 years. But I've seen now there's some I've done 3 times in my career
Oh.
on the same property. So and every time I walk in, I can't believe it's grown up that fast.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it's like, wow, I remember being here. It's like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, stop and think. It was 10, 15, 20 years ago.
So how does that go? They cut them down, and then does something get replanted, or do those trees come back?
Well, no, all the properties I've handled up in this area is all naturally regenerates
Got
by
it.
the trees that we leave behind to hopefully grow and reseed the soils again. And
So it is the same. It comes from the same root, or is that?
no,
No, those
throws
are
the
dead.
seed source off and it regenerates naturally.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not. So it's not a. If we were to look at it, it wouldn't be in like a grid.
No,
just all
no,
over.
not unless we were in plantation. Plantation pine or spruce, something like that would be in a grid. But hardwood is just natural.
Oh,
Yep.
so cool.
And there's very few places, I think even in the Adirondacks, that haven't been timbered since even the 1800s. So, now, after being in this business for 40 years, I can walk into a piece of land and tell, even deep in the Adirondacks, that it was timbered because I can see what grew back and why it grew back, where it grew back.
Yep.
And you can tell, oh, wow, this was cut, and this was cut hard years ago.
Oh.
Because of the way it grew back or the size of the trees or, the species that grew back.
Yep.
So there's quite a bit to that.
There is a lot to that. And you know what? I think this is a good point to say goodbye because there are many more episodes coming up, and we're going to do exactly that, dig into. I'm going to ask you more about timber, about stories, we're going to have some guests come in and talk to us about all different angles of real estate and the woods and hunting. And am I leaving anything out?
Looking forward to it. No, the history. I love the history.
Too, yeah. So true. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Nick?
Absolutely. Nick from Gateway Properties of Upstate New York here in Remsen.
Oh, yeah, the open gate with Nick.
Absolutely.
See you next time.